Mr. Rokita, you had...
Yeah, I thank the Chairman. Just a couple of follow-up points, and I appreciate the Chairman going a second round. Mr. Pasentino did witnessed your exchange with another member of the committee who practiced law in the past but doesn't currently. I thought it was needlessly rude the way that exchange ended. Not that I'm not for being rude. Rudeness is required, but I don't think it was required here. Calling your claim specious. Do you want to address that on the record?
I believe that when you look at the totality of the Department's regulation and the activities that they have identified as falling within the scope of the exemption, the only conclusion you can draw is that the Department believes those activities to be employment. And then the question of whether compensation and how compensation factors into that determination is open. The Department has spent a lot of time focusing on investigations and guidance with respect to volunteers and interns, and has largely eliminated the ability of for-profit entities to use either one of those. So you're looking at a situation where the Department is attacking employment relationships that lack compensation. There's no pay in those circumstances, and that is what they would be doing here. You'd be looking at a circumstance where maybe there's pay, maybe there isn't pay, but there is no guidance at all on when the Department is going to determine someone becomes an employee for the purposes of this rule.
Okay, thank you. I want to focus on your employees for a second, Ms. Andrews and Mr. Benjamin. Do you have employees who ask you for more hours?
We do often.
And Mr. Benjamin?
Yes.
Okay. How often do your employees say, no, I don't want those hours, I want you to hire more employees so that we all can be treated equally?
I can honestly say I have not heard them say that.
How long have you been in business?
I've had my own business for over 10 years.
Mr. Benjamin, same set of questions.
Yeah, I have. They've never said that. I want to make something very clear. Everyone, at least for myself, I believe that caregivers, should make more money, and if they're able to make more money, they should get overtime. The way the exemption is currently in effect, it gives everybody that opportunity. In other words, we have clients, we have children who say, my mother's caregiver is so fantastic, I want her to get overtime even though there's an exemption. They can pay for it. Right? I want to bring everyone's attention to Justice Breyer in the Coke v. Long Island case. He made a very funny comment that still rests with me. He said, I would pay for caregiver for my mother. I'm not sure Justice Scalia would, but I would pay for caregiver for my mother. But I can't imagine, said Justice Breyer, I can't imagine the law was written for 9 Supreme Court justices who can afford to pay for it. It has to affect everyone who needs home care. Mm-hmm. So again, the exemption the way it is now, if someone has the ability to pay for it, it can, but also for those who can't afford to pay for it, it protects them to maximize their independence currently at home.
Great. Thank you for your testimony. Ms. Culp, I didn't get to ask you any questions in the first round. I appreciate your I don't know if it was clarification, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you said, no, I don't think that my business model is superior necessarily to your two colleagues. It's just that it's different. And then you went on to say, well, I have employees that want to make sure their fellow employees have the same opportunities for the same kind of hours. Do you think that's the mission of the Department of Labor, in your personal opinion?
No, I don't think it's the mission of the Department of Labor, but I do think that if you're going to have a successful company, our company happens to be a worker-owned company, so that the workers
An
actually...
ESOP?
No, it's not an ESOP,
Okay.
it's a cooperative.
Okay.
So what it does in this world is really put another incentive
So that's
for
your
workers.
choice. And I appreciate you
Yeah.
saying you don't think it's superior, but I just want you to understand, in my opinion, and if I think this is the case, your testimony here today in favor of this Department of Labor rule, which will have an effect across the country, it will be the law of the land, so to speak,
Right.
at least administratively, is in effect saying that your business model is superior to your colleagues.
Actually, what it's saying is that I think that direct care workers deserve
And I appreciate
overtime
your opinion. You can
protections. That's
think
what
that.
I'm saying.
And let's let the free market decide if the rest of the country should adopt it or not, or maybe you should expand your business into your competitor states. I don't know. But I don't think we need the Department of Labor, Mr. Chairman, to decide that.
Thank you, gentlemen.